I want to start telling you lot the real, the real like stories about my life and my journey with self improvement because I've got some mad shit that I could share. I could easily sit here and just say sort of generic advice without any backstory, and everything I say is through experience. I don't just see people talk online and think, oh yeah, like let me recycle that video. It's all just from the heart. I don't plan my videos at all. But I realized what I'm doing is I'm holding back from speaking on my story, like the the re the things I had to go through in order to learn that lesson, because I don't want to take it away from you lot. Like I want you lot to watch the videos and feel like you're like you guys are the main characters rather than myself. But I've been speaking to a few people and I realized you guys are gonna learn a lot more about me, and I guess respect me more if I'm sharing the things that I went through, because people watching could be going through the same thing right now. And yeah, that's what I want to do. And I must start with like it will go down in the Hall of Fame of my story because it's just mad shit, and I think a lot of people they wouldn't have continued to show up if they were going through what I was going through. Because you got to remember, a lot of people, and they'll always try and twist the narrative to make themselves look like real grinders, real hustlers. Most people, when they're doing side hustles, that's all they're doing. Most people that are doing appointment setting, they're just doing appointment setting, or they're working part-time jobs. I was working a full apprenticeship, like blue collar industry, hard physical labor, still going to the gym, waking up at 4:30 in the morning, and then coming home and doing the side hustles as well. And I've got a dad that always pushes me to learn new things. So like if he's doing something, I'll be helping him as well. So yeah, basically I started a side hustle. My first ever side hustle was Instagram theme pages. And it started off like the way it was not sold to me, but the way I learned about it, and the reason I chose it was free to start. All I needed was a phone, Wi-Fi connection, and I don't know, there's some other shit that they said that always went with it. That's how they sold it. So I was like, alright, cool, like that's sick. I can do that. In theme pages, to put it simply, all the meme pages that you see online that I'm always posting memes, it's a theme page. That's what it is. And I was like, alright, let me post motivational content because that's the sort of stuff I like. Started doing it, and I guess it was going alright, I guess. Like, in the moment, I didn't think it was going bad. Like, I didn't have no expectation. To be honest, I didn't even know you could make money. And then, or like, I did know you could make money, but I didn't know how you could make money. And then I ended up getting approached by some random guy from Germany, and he messaged me, and I was like, oh, cool, like, he's supporting my page. That's great. That's really cool. I, I must have been doing this theme page stuff for 2 months. I wasn't heavy researching the possibilities. I was just wondering how I could grow my page. We get talking, whatever. Didn't know that this was even a thing. Didn't know what to expect. And I was like, oh, this guy, sick. Like, he wants to jump on a call. And the way he angled it, like, I look back, it was fucked. The way, because I said to him, I was like, oh yeah, like, do you need an editor to edit your videos? I was shit at editing. I just wanted to make money. And he was like, oh yeah, like, let's jump on a call and talk about it. Jump on the call, and he's not even talking about me editing his videos. Like, he's just talking in a way of like what I want out of the theme page, what I want to do, how long I've been doing it, my struggles, this, that, and the other. I didn't know anything about sales, so I was blind to it all. And he was like, "Oh, bro, how would you like? You know, we are just talking whatever, just talking shit." And I brought up the editing thing I did, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, right now I'm really enjoying doing it myself." Then he wanted to jump on another call. I was like, "Yeah, alright." Like, I feel like the man. I was like, "Bro, like, I'm out here handling that fucking business calls. This is sick." Long story short, this motherfucker sold me on some program, and that was like my first experience of sales. But I was in a position where I didn't want to half-ass the theme page because I wanted to do it full time. I wanted to, have my own business and all this shit. And he was just saying, "Oh yeah, you can do that." This fucking guy said to me, he's like, "Oh, in the next 90 days, you're going to be making 5k per month." Found out I was his first customer probably like 6 months later. I didn't make a fucking penny from working with that guy. But I ended up getting approached by some other guy. And by this point, so that was June, I believe. June, July. I think it was June. And then in August, that's all like the 90 days had passed, I think. I was like, I've not made a penny. As for a refund, didn't give me one. Because it was £800, or it's like 760 something pounds. And then I'm going on, and someone else reached out to me. By this point, I was like, I knew what was going on because I was doing the process myself, messaging people, jumping on calls, this, that, and the other. Like, I was doing it like with no help. This guy was fucking useless. And then I was like, well, I don't want to invest any more money because that was out of my own pocket, like 9 to 5 money. And then I jump on a call, and he's like, nah, like, we're not gonna sell. I knew he was gonna try fucking sell me. That I knew. Jumped on this call, and it was actually some other guy was taking the call. And then, to be fair, like, it worked out, I guess, for the better, you could say. And then the way he was talking was like, okay, like, this guy's serious. Like, there's actually structure to his program. Obviously, there was some shit that was said that wasn't true. But there's like anything in it. So yeah, I jumped on this call, joined the program, started working through all this program and stuff like that. And it was solid, like, I can't lie. Didn't make a penny off it, still. But I want to make it clear, I was not showing up and like half-assing it every day. But like, I was really putting in the work. But in my mind, I didn't care. Because I was just so obsessed with that wanting to make it work, and I was enjoying it, to be fair. Like, it was fun. Because I sort of went from going to the gym, going to work, coming home, sitting around watching YouTube, to like gym, work, more work. And in my head, I was like, I wanted to work. I had the ambition, I had the visions and stuff like that. I just didn't know what I was gonna do to like close the gap, and what was the bridge between where I am right now to where I want to go. And this, to me, it was the vehicle to get there. And then through this second investment I made, I met some other guy, and he had a program of his own. And then I ended up joining that. So I think the second program was £400, I believe. And then this other program, how much was it? I think it was an additional like 250, I think. So I was at well over £1,000 out of my own money, like 9 to 5 money. I was an apprentice at this point. I mean, I still am now. So I was on apprentice money, but it all made sense. I was like, well, if I want to make it work, I'm gonna have to sacrifice something at least. So I done it. No, over £1,000 in, and then on my third mentor as well, all within 5 months. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, it would have been, because then so I started in April. This is now October, and then I ended up making my first £100 3 days after working with this other guy. That the call was already set up, the work was already done, but yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good testimonial for the guy at the time. Yeah, so like invested at over £1,000, and took me like 5 months to make £100, which is fucked. And I mean, like, I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't half-assing it. I wouldn't even take Sundays off. I wouldn't take Saturdays off. All day, just work. But like I said, I didn't care. Later on, it started to get to me, because I was doing it for 3 years, I think. No, 2 years. I was sort of in and amongst that space and grinding every single day. Made £10,000, I believe. I was around that, which might seem a lot to you guys, but trust me, if you knew the work I put in, it was fuck all in 2 years. If somebody said to you, like, oh yeah, here's a job, you make 10 grand every 2 years, you work every single day, you're probably not going to take the job, let's be real. But it all worked out for the better, 100%, because the lessons I learned through that, so valuable, so valuable, that I can't begin to tell you lot. I'll do it all again, 100%, because it led me to this moment now. And yeah, like, the videos I'm gonna make from now on, like, are gonna be more based, like the videos I give with advice and stuff like that, are gonna be more based, like, just around my story, because I've got some gems. And what I want to tell you, like, is don't quit. Don't quit. Because if you look at my story, I'm far from where I want to be. Super far. My video I posted yesterday, that is Thursday evening right now. It's at 9 o'clock. Posted a video yesterday on a Wednesday. It's only on that 2 views. I'm so far. But I wouldn't even say I've won yet, if I'm being honest. No, that's a lie. I have. But just in different ways. It's not directly correlated to my goals. But I have won, because I could, that life could be a lot worse. And it's a journey. I get to learn a lot. I'm learning on the job now. Like, I'm learning on the job now. And yeah, like, don't quit, because during them 2 years, or even the 5 months that I was working every day, there were so many people around me in the groups. They were quitting because they weren't getting the results, and I was looking at them like, bro, you're quitting. look at the work I'm putting in comparison. One day I took 7 sales calls, didn't make one sale. Obviously, yeah, it's a skill issue, but the input was there. I remember that day, like, the last call I took, the guy said he was gonna pay. Jumps off the call, he's like, yeah, pay now. He's like sending me the failed payment links. I can't remember what actually happened. And in the end, like, he didn't end up paying. That my heart was broken. I was like, fuck, because I was so gassed. But yeah, I'm waffling now. I've had a long day, but don't quit, because the cream always rises to the top. They can't stop the shine. And one day your win is inevitable, but you just got to keep showing up.